so much may be the key to Sanitol's success. Call today for a free estimate, 242-0035. That's Sanitol Service.
Thinking about a new kitchen or bathroom? Why not make it simple and let Kitchen Bath Inspirations in Clinton do it for you? Bring in your ideas and they'll help you with the design and layout. Start with Omega Cabinetry. That's made right here in Iowa. A large selection of tiles, laminates, quartz, and granite countertops, plumbing, and hardware. Improve the value of your home with a new kitchen or bathroom from Kitchen and Bath Inspirations. 1845 Manufacturing Drive in Clinton. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Phone 563-241-1918. A family tradition of excellence, Voss Brothers Plumbing of Clinton. Count on the trained technicians at Voss Brothers for your plumbing and heating requirements, repairs, alterations, and installations. Voss Brothers Plumbing, mechanical contractors, industrial work, and they are also there for residential needs. Wherever there's progress, you'll find Voss Brothers. Voss Brothers Plumbing, 301 South 2nd Street in downtown Clinton. Phone 242-6815 for more information.
The great sounds of the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s. Trivia in old-time radio. This is the Nostalgia Station. Memories 107.1.
WGNS, your good neighbor station, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Herbert Marshall as the man called X. Wherever there is mystery, intrigue, romance, in all the strange and dangerous places of the world, there you will find the man called X. Inside a tiny engineer's shack at a uranium mine near the village of Kutu in the Belgian Congo, two white men sit in pitch darkness watching the natives outside dressed in the skins and claws of leopards and panthers as they writhe and turn in the firelight to the age-old rhythm of the Congo drums, the rhythm of death.
I tell you, Dubeck, I don't like it. Those devils are working themselves up to no good out there.
Oui, I know what you mean, mon ami. And after what happened at Bosoko.
Yeah, and Ajolu and Ikela.
But what can we do about it? After
Wait,
all...
look.
Oh, yes, I see. They wave now the spears like a dance of war.
What do you mean spears? Those are guns.
Guns? C'est impossible.
Do you see the glint of them in the firelight?
But how could they have guns?
I don't know, and I'm not going to stick around to find out.
Guns like at Dojour.
Come on, we've got to get out of here while we're still in one piece.
But where? Behind us is the jungle, and in front... Listen to them.
I'll chance it through the jungle. Here, help me with this window. Yeah, if we can make it to the river in the old power boat, we... Dubeck.
Try it, mon ami. You are hurt.
Go on. Keep going. Run for it.
No, I cannot leave.
Thurston. Ken Thurston.
What? What?
New York. Thurston. The man club.
Fred. Fred!
Who is this Dubeck, Ken? Well, all I know about him is what he says in his letter, Chief, that he was associated with Fred Stevenson in the mining operation in the Congo.
Stevenson, yeah.
And apparently Fred told him to contact me just before he died. You remember Fred. Helped us out in that Brazilian copper setup.
Oh, of course. Top-notch mining engineer, wasn't he?
That's right.
Oh, that's too bad. But what is he doing in Africa?
He's working as mine supervisor for an outfit called Congo Uranium Limited, a Belgian-American-British combine licensed under a Belgian government permit. They've been shipping out a lot of high-grade ore, most of it directly to Oak Ridge.
Oh, well...
According to Dubeck, 4 of the company's 5 major installations have been forced to shut down because of local opposition, strikes, and native raids.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's what's apt to happen when civilization starts to cramp the style of the petty native chiefs and witch doctors.
I wish I could be sure that's all that's causing this trouble.
I don't get you, Ken.
Suppose some foreign power were interested in cutting down our supply of atomic weapons. Why wouldn't they stop it at the source by stirring up our supply of uranium ore?
Yeah.
A clever agent who really knows those natives could make a real play on their superstitions, their taboos, and their magic.
Ken, I'll have Miss Brooks contact Sabina Airlines right away and get you on the first plane for Leopoldville.
Already done.
Well, then I'll cable this Dubeck fellow that you're on your way.
Oh, I did that the minute I read his letter. So long, Chief. Send you a postcard.
The Royal Albert offers little luxury, Monsieur Thurston, but it is the best we have in Leopoldville. Now, if you will come with me to the bar...
Why not start at scratch, Lubeck?
Then we start with the natives. The natives on whom we must depend to work the mines. But it may be you know them as well as I, Monsieur.
Go on, Lubeck.
We have all thought of them as just a sulky child. Monsieur Jerry Pickens has often said...
Jerry Pickens?
Yes, the what you call cockney trader at Lucala.
Oh.
He says they are nothing but children. Treat them that way and they are all right. And that is what I used to think myself. Until 6 weeks ago, when the trouble started.
Your letter said something about playing on their superstitions.
Yes, we employed some 3,000 native workers. And one day, none of them reported for work.
You mean no matter how much you offered them in trinkets and money, they wouldn't come back?
It was as though some spell had been cast. 4 of the mines were destroyed. The buildings burned to the ground. I tell you, monsieur, when you sit in a tiny board shack and watch those devils twist and turn to the beat of those drums, the hysterical cries of the witch doctor, it is hard to think you are not bewitched.
Yeah, I can believe that. What about the witch doctor? Is it always the same one?
I think so, for he always wears the same skin, that of the giant black leopard.
Well, is he from one of the loyal tribes?
Who knows? He might be from here, or the Ivory Coast, or Mozambique. He might even be a white man.
Yeah? Or woman.
Who knows?
Lubeck, you haven't told me how you managed to escape the night Fred Stevenson was shot.
Both cassis, martini.
Oh, fine. Here, I'll do.
Merci.
Hi, Martini in the middle of the jungle. Your friend must be a very important man to deserve such a luxury, Gaspar. I should enjoy meeting him.
Tanya Stevenson, Monsieur Thurston.
How do you do?
Tanya was Fred's wife.
Oh, well, I can't tell you how sorry I...
Thank you. Oh, please sit down.
Won't you join us?
Well, just for a moment. There. Thurston, I'm sure I heard Fred speak of you. Oh, but of course you're Ken Thurston from New York, isn't it?
More or less.
Whatever are you doing in Africa?
Oh, I spend a lot of time just traveling around. Monsieur Dubec has been kind enough to invite me to visit the mine at Lucala.
Oh, what a coincidence. If you are leaving tomorrow night, we shall be on the same riverboat.
Tanya, surely you are not going to Lucala?
Oh, but of course, Gaspar. The company has been kind enough to offer me work as a bookkeeper. To carry on the work that Fred was doing. The work that cost him his life. And now, if you will excuse me, I must begin packing. Until later, Mr. Thurston. Goodbye, Gaspar.
A man can never understand a woman. And he's a fool to try.
Any woman, Dubec, or that one in particular?
That one especially. While her husband was alive, she refused to go near the mines. She hated Africa and begged him to give up his job. She even threatened to divorce him if he would not. And now...
Yeah. I see what you mean. Oh, hello, Mrs. Stevenson.
Won't you call me Tanya?
Tanya? What the devil's that? Sounds like a... Yes, it's the Geiger counter.
Oh, yes, one of the passengers. A silly little man who says he's looking for uranium.
Oh, no. Excuse me, Tanya.
You won't forget what I told you.
No, I won't forget. All right, Pagon.
Oh, hello, Mr. Vick.
What are you doing on this boat?
Well, I've been riding up and down this river for the past 10 days waiting for you. I know every nick and cranny. I was visiting my cousin in Brazzaville when I heard about the trouble in the uranium mines. So I said to myself, Mr. X will be turning up and needing my expert assistance.
No, thanks.
But it won't cost you a thing. Well, maybe just a fare back to United States.
No dice, Pagon.
All right. If that's the way you feel, I'll go along for free. It isn't that as though I have broke or something. When 10,000 smackers ride in my lap...
10,000 what?
Sure, didn't you know? That's what you get for finding a uranium mine. What do you think I rented this gadget for?
Any uranium found here belongs to the Belgian government.
But they can't do that to me, Mr. Resch. It's an American.
morning, Monsieur Thurston.
Oh, hello, Dubeck. We ought to be getting to Lucana pretty soon, haven't we?
Yes. The village is just around the next bend, but from there to the mine is nearly a 6-hour trip.
I see. Dubeck.
Yes?
Is that the village up ahead?
Why, yes, it... Monsieur Thurston, that smoke. There must be a fire.
There was a fire.
What?
Lucana's been burned to the ground. This must have been the trading post right about here.
Sure. There's what's left of the sign. Jerry Pickens, proprietor.
Now, you see what I was talking about in the boat, Ken. The mines bring nothing but destruction and death to everyone.
Now, here comes Dubeck. Maybe he's found out what happened.
Who's that character with him? And what's he wearing all that paint on his face for?
Those markings show his tribal rank.
Huh?
It is as I expected. The witch doctor, he aroused the tribe to another frenzy. They attacked the village and burned it. The natives who lived here have fled to the hills.
What about the trader, Pickens?
Oh, how stupid of me. I had almost forgotten. Embo, where was Mr. Pickens last night?
Him go up river last morning. Not be here.
He owns another trading post at the next village. He must have been staying there.
I picked a good night to be somewhere else. Embo, did you see the raid?
Hear drum, see fire. Come down from mine.
Good for you. And the witch doctor, did you see him too?
Not see face. See black leopard skin.
Ah, yeah. Well, let's go look at the mine.
If we are to arrive before dark, we must leave at once. Embo, bring Mrs. Stevenson's luggage.
Dear Juana, Embo follow.
Dubeck, how long has Embo worked for you?
Perhaps 6 months. Why?
Well, it's strange that he stays loyal while all the other natives are running off. Especially when he's of such high rank.
High rank? What do you mean?
Oh, that red line across his forehead and the way his hair's cut.
Yes?
They indicate that our friend Embo is a tribal chieftain with the powers of a king among his people.
What? Are you sure?
Yeah. I'd say we have a very important man carrying luggage for us.
Do we have to keep going so fast, Mr. Thurston? We've been walking all day, and I'm getting tired.
You invited yourself on this safari, Pagan.
I don't like that Ember character behind us, neither. He looks like he would double-cross his own grandmother for $1/2 a buck.
Hello! Hands on me!
Jerry Pickens.
Oh.
Been trying to catch up with you chaps all day. Oh, hello, Mrs. Stevenson. Heard you was coming up to work at the mine. Sorry. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting you, sir.
This is Ken Thurston, Jerry Pickens.
My pleasure, sir.
Surely we've met before, maybe at Leopardville.
I don't think so, Mr. Thurston. At least it ain't likely. Ain't been there for the last 6 months. Spends all my time trying to keep my trading posts running. Not that it's done me much good.
I am most sorry about the fire at Lucala, Mr. Pickens. We saw what has happened.
Ain't it a crying shame? There's not 5 shillings of salvage left. I just takes one look and decides to hightail it off to you.
How'd you find out where we were?
Some of the natives come sneaking back. They've been watching you from the hills and tipped me off. I practically had to run all the way to catch up.
We had better move on. It will soon be dark. Embo?
Dio. Embo lead way now.
That won't be necessary. Embo will...
Let's see in dark. Embo will lead way.
All right, whatever you like. But we must hurry.
Hey, Mr. Thurston, what's that noise?
Talking drums, Pagan. The natives are sending some sort of message. Embo,
Yes?
what do the drums say?
I, not know.
Of course you do. What do they say?
I don't want to tell.
Embo, answer Mr. Thurston's question.
Drum say, evil one in jungle, very evil. Destroy mine tonight. Destroy power of evil one.
Evil one? What does that mean, Embo?
Drum say, man called X.
From December 30th, 1950, you're listening to Herbert Marshall as The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall.
Ken Thurston has reached the uranium mine near the village of Lucala, deep in the Belgian Congo. In the distance, native drums reiterate their baleful message, and Ken knows that a leopard-skinned witch doctor who has roused the natives against the mines and focused their hate by witchcraft is waiting to kill him.
Oh, you hear? The drums have stopped. They will now prepare to attack us.
How long would you say we have, Dubek?
Oh, an hour, perhaps 2 hours.
How about weapons, Dubek? At least we could give these blighters a taste of their own medicine.
Yes. The guns are hidden in the mine shaft beyond the compound. I took that precaution when I left for Leopoldville to meet Mr. Thurston.
Good idea. I saw the shaft as we came in.
They're on the first level. But you do not
Come on, Pagan. Come on.
Ah, you found the rifles. C'est bon.
Here you are, Dubek. Here, Pickens.
Righto. Wait a minute here, Thurston. Afraid this gun won't do much good. There ain't no bullets in it.
Huh? No, in this one.
We had a little trouble finding the cartridges, but Pagan will be along with them in a minute or two.
No, it's not true. Shells are not...
Go on, Embo. The shells aren't what?
Oh, you mustn't pay no attention to him, Thurston. These natives don't know what they're talking about.
Embo knows what he's talking about. He got rid of the ammunition on somebody's orders.
I do not understand. Whose orders?
The witch doctor who wears a leopard skin.
Thurston, I think you've got something there. If we only could get our hands on him, if we knew who he was...
We do know who he is, Pickens.
What do you mean, monsieur?
Remember when we left the car and started for the mine? Embo followed us. But as soon as Pickens joined the group, Embo insisted on marching in the lead.
Yes, I thought it strange at the time.
It wasn't strange. The natives of the Congo tribe believe that it's wrong to walk in the footsteps of a witch doctor. They believe the witch doctor stamps down evil as he walks along, and anyone who touches his tracks will pick up that evil. That's why Embo wouldn't walk in back of Pickens.
Pickens? I'd heard about you, Mr. X. Heard you was plenty smart. But I didn't expect you to figure out things this fast. Not that it makes much difference, you see. This here pistol has got bullets in it.
Huh, I'm sure it has.
Embo, tell your tribe we've made prisoners of the evil spirits that's cursed your land. And we're going to bring him to quick justice.
Why are they keeping us in this hut, Mr. X?
Well, I imagine they're preparing the fires, Pagan.
Fires?
Yeah, these natives think that the only way an evil spirit can be destroyed is by flame.
You mean if I ask what's cooking, the answer will be it's me?
Come now. Everything ready.
You really intend to burn us, Embo?
Freddy hasn't got much choice, Thurston. Evil must be destroyed. Natives won't have it any other way.
That's the native religion, I know that. But what about the preliminaries?
Preliminaries?
Sure. The accused is entitled to trial. Trial by poison.
Huh?
You've had all the trial you get, Mr. X. As witch doctor, I'm the only judge here. I says you're guilty.
What about it, Embo? If we really are evil ones, the trial will prove it. And if not...
Him speak true. All wise men always test by poison.
I'm your wise man now, Embo. And I say that...
Embo still chief. Embo say evil wants to have trial.
Huh?
You fix poison. Come. Now.
All right, but it'll only prove what I've been telling you all along.
I don't get it, Mr. X. What's all this talk about poison?
The natives who practice black magic...
Black magic?
...believe in what they call trial by poison.
Yes, I have heard of
The
it.
accused person and several other members of the tribe drink a mixture concocted by the witch doctor. Then the guilty one falls to the ground in agony, while the others apparently feel no pain.
What a trial. It don't make sense.
Psychology, Pagan, like all witchcraft.
Say, you're right, Thurston.
Sure. The so-called poison is just strong enough to cause a little nausea. But the guilty one exaggerates the sickness in his mind and thinks he's really been poisoned.
The Jerry Pickens character sure looks like a fugitive from a nightmare, Mr. X. He even forgot to take the head of that leopard skin coat he's wearing.
Yeah.
But hey, why he's keeping dancing around that pot and scraping pieces of bark into that boiling water? It's not sanitary, and We got to drink it.
That's the bark of the blood tree. These natives think it makes the poison I told you about.
Mr. X, if you don't mind, I don't feel very thirsty.
Mr. Thurston, blood water is ready.
We are ready, Embo, and unafraid. For our hearts are free of evil doing, aren't they, Bacon?
Yeah. Yes, sure.
You cheap blood devil. You drink first. I cheap drink with you. And 3 elders from village.
Wait, Embo. As the person on trial, it's my privilege to pick who must share the test with me.
It's true. It's tribal law.
Then I choose your witch doctor, Mr. Jerry Pickens.
Hey? What? You're crazy. I makes the stuff. You drink it.
This time you're going to drink it, too.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You heard, Embo. It's the tribal law. Or are you afraid that my magic will turn out to be good? That you'll double up in pain from the evil inside you?
Don't be ridiculous. Make him drink up, Embo. Let's get this over.
How about it, Embo? You're chief, and the law is the law.
Embo ask elders of tribe. Elders say witch doctor drink or no make true medicine.
All right, but he takes his first.
No. If you not evil, blood water no hurt. You drink first.
No, I won't do it.
You go on, Jerry. You're an intelligent Westerner. You know it's only the bark of a tree, isn't it?
I'll tell you, I won't touch the stuff.
Drink.
No, I won't do it. You can't force me to. Get away from me.
Drink.
No.
He's dead.
Yes, Embo. Your people can take off their leopard skins now and go back to the mines. The taboo is over. The evil spirit that cursed the jungle is gone.
Is good, Wanamacubra. Is good.
Mr. X, that blood water sure finished off that Pickens character. You see, monsieur, why I tell you we must almost believe in this witchcraft?
It wasn't witchcraft that killed Jerry Pickens, Quebec. The stuff in that cup smelled to me like potassium cyanide.
What?
Pickens realized that Park's mixture wouldn't affect me because I knew what it was all about. And the test would prove me innocent.
But Mr. X...
Couldn't risk that. So he put some real poison in it.
I knew all the time there wasn't any such a thing as black magic.
Oh, but there is, Pagan. And not just in the jungles. It's throughout whole countries of the world. Wherever lies are repeated and repeated until ignorant men believe them, wherever peoples are deceived into hate and greed, there you have witchcraft. The most evil witchcraft of all. And only truth and faith and courage can destroy this false belief.
My dog's faster than yours, dog. My dog's bigger than yours. My dog's better 'cause he gets kennel ration. My dog's better than yours.
Kennel ration. The lean red meat he wants, the other good things he needs. Juicy, tender, and moist.
My dog's prettier, smarter, taller. My dog's better than yours.
Kennel ration.
Maybe you're sort of tired of eating the same old thing day after day. Maybe you'd like to try something different, something delicious, something with a marvelous flavor that just knocks the spots off any other cereal you've ever tried. Now, if that's the case, why don't you ask your mother to let you have a big bowl of crackly, crunchy, golden brown Wheaties flakes tomorrow morning? Ask your mother to let you have a cereal you'll really like the taste of. Ask her for the big, husky cereal for wide-awake fellows and girls who not only start things, but who see them through. Your mother will be mighty glad to let you have Wheaties, too. For most any fellow's or girl's mother wants to see them eat a big bowl of a nourishing whole wheat cereal every morning. And your mother probably knows, too, that authorities now recognize that Wheaties supply the very same amount of heat-producing units you need to help keep your body warm these cold winter days as a cooked cereal does. So you can be sure she'll be glad to let you have all the Wheaties you want to eat this winter, if you ask her for them. Remind your mother to always look for the famous seal of acceptance of the Committee on Foods of the American Medical Association whenever she buys Wheaties. That seal means much to her. It tells her that Wheaties are a pure product, honestly advertised. And another thing, remind your mother that lots of grocers are featuring Wheaties and bananas now. Ask her to get some of each next time she goes to the store. Try that delicious breakfast combination tomorrow morning. You'll say it's swell.
Try Wheaties. They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy, they're crunchy the whole year through. Jack Hampton never tires of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
This is WADC First in Akron.
Wait a minute. Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
I may be the district attorney, but if my son is guilty, he can pay the penalty like anyone else. I'll prosecute him. Then, Blake, I'll start on you.
Sunday night, and again, CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the unusual story of the Weakling. Young Clyde Banning, son of District Attorney Banning, steps out of a nightclub following a gay New Year's Eve party. An expensive limousine pulls up to the curb, and Clyde gets in. Clyde has done some careless driving lately, had his driver's license revoked, and is now forced to be driven about by Rawlins, the family chauffeur.
Where to now, Mr. Banning?
Let's go home, Rawlings.
Not yet, Clyde.
Hey, look. What are you doing in here? I thought you were still in the club.
I didn't think you even knew I was there.
Oh, I saw you a couple of times.
Why have you been avoiding me, Clyde? You know how it hurts me. What's happened?
Take Miss Blake home, Rawlins.
No, I won't go home. I won't be brushed off like this without an explanation. You know how much I love you, Clyde, and I can't go on like this any longer.
Please, Ellen, this is no time to make a scene.
Clyde, you know you love me. Let's get married right now, tonight.
Please, let's not talk about it now.
I will talk about it now.
Rawlins, pull up, please.
I won't get out, Clyde. I won't.
I'll drive, Rawlins. You can take a cab home.
You'll drive, but listen.
Go on,
here.
Rawlins. I'll take Miss Blake home.
Don't take me home, Clyde. I've got to talk to you. Please, drive down to the Ocean Highway.
All right. All right, but cut out the melodrama.
Why have you changed so, Clyde? Why can't we get married?
You know as well as I. My father is district attorney, and he's out to crack that graft situation wide open. He knows who the big boss of the racket is, and he's going to get his scalp. Send him to the pen.
But what's that to do with us?
You know that Jim Blake is the big boss. Your own father.
But we have our own lives to live.
If I married you, Dad would throw me out on my ear.
What, of Dad, we could get along?
How? Your father won't have a dime when this is over. Besides, Dad is up for re-election. How would it look? DA's son marries convict's daughter.
I thought you really loved me.
Well, I've always liked you, Ellen, but it just won't work. It isn't fair to Dad.
Then you don't want to marry me?
I've told you how I feel about it.
Oh, what a ridiculous fool I've been.
Now, don't start that hysterical stuff
I've
again.
hoped against hope that you weren't trying to get rid of me, but now I know. You're a low, spineless jellyfish. You didn't love me. You couldn't.
Stop shouting.
I won't stop. I wish everyone could hear me. Could know what a despicable rotter you are.
Shut up! No, stop it, you little fool. Ellen! Good Lord! Ellen! Ellen! Oh, Lord. Her face. Ellen. Ellen, darling. Better get a doctor. Maybe she... No, shouldn't move her. Yes, that's it. Get help.
Yes, Clyde. Better get help. There, just ahead, the low lights of a service station. Hurry, Clyde. Maybe she's still alive. What's the trouble, Clyde? You're slowing down.
Well, they might think I did it. Think I pushed her out. She's dead. She must be. No one knows. Better drive on.
You've passed it now, Clyde. You've really fixed things now. You should have stopped. Clyde's fear increases with every mile. He slips the car into the garage and hurries quietly to his room. But he doesn't sleep, not a wink. His head throbs, and with every thump of his heart, Ellen's words ring in his ears.
Low, spineless jellyfish. Low, spineless jellyfish.
Ellen, please, I didn't mean it. Forgive me, please.
District Attorney Banning sits at breakfast with his attractive wife, Marcia. Marcia is Clyde's stepmother. The district attorney scans his morning paper as Clyde, pale and worn, slips into his place at the table.
What do you think of that?
What is it, Henry?
Jim Blake's daughter was found dead on the Ocean Highway early this morning.
Oh, they found? On the Ocean Highway?
Oh, good morning, son. How have you been?
Oh, I guess I overslept.
Really? Looks as though you hadn't slept at all.
Have a big evening? Too much champagne?
No. Gee, that's terrible about Blake's daughter. What happened to her?
I think she was thrown out of a car. Probably some enemy of Blake's. I dare say he has plenty.
Thrown out? Does it say that?
Yes. Well, I'd better go down to the office.
Well, maybe she jumped out.
Not likely. Venture to say she was pushed out, all right.
Why don't you have some coffee, Clyde? Help that hangover.
I haven't got a hangover.
What in the name of heaven's wrong with you? You better take some aspirin, son, and go back to bed.
Well, you're going to the office today? It's New Year's Day. Never go down there on a holiday.
Going down for an hour or so. Will it upset your plans, by any chance?
I haven't got any plans.
And what's bothering you?
Something's wrong with you, Clyde.
Nothing's wrong with me, and nothing's bothering me.
Just a moment. Who are you shouting at?
I'm not shouting at.
I think you'd better go on back to your room, go to bed. You're a bit too unpleasant to suit me.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Marcia.
That's all right, darling.
I'll feel all right after a while. I guess I did have too much champagne.
Never seen Clyde like this.
Well, you've only been around him a year, Marcia. He's a moody type, has spells, but he's a good boy. You'll learn all his little quirks in time. Well, I'll run along, darling. Be back in an hour or so.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Clyde.
Yes? What is it, Thompson?
Rollins, the chauffeur, would like to see you, sir.
Oh, yeah? All right, send him in.
He'll see you, Rollins.
What do you want, Roland?
I'd like to have a little talk with you, Clyde.
Yeah? What's on your mind?
Where did you go last night after you dismissed me?
What business is that of yours?
Well, I just thought I'd ask you. Got in around 2:30, didn't you, Clyde?
What of it?
Thought maybe you knew what happened to Ellen Blake.
I took her home. What happened after that, I don't know.
She kind of put the pressure on you, didn't she?
What do you mean?
I heard her. Heard every word you both said. She said she was determined to get married.
So what?
Well, it wouldn't be so good for you if I was to tell about last night.
No?
No, you made a big mistake when you let me out of that car. If you let me drive her home, why, you might not be in this jam.
Who said I was in a jam?
I say so.
What if you do tell what you know? That doesn't prove anything.
Oh, I got better proof than that.
What?
Ellen Blake's handbag. I found it in the car this morning. Here it is.
What?
Her initials on it, some personal effects inside.
Oh, yeah?
Now, I'm the only one who knows about all this. If I talk, you're certain to get a rope around your neck.
I didn't kill her. She jumped out.
Yeah? Can you prove that?
No.
If I tell about the argument and establish the time, you wouldn't have a chance.
I didn't kill her, I tell you.
How'd you like trying convincing a jury on that?
No.
Well. But, you know, I don't have to say a word about it, Clyde.
Why should you?
It all depends on you.
What do you want?
Oh, I could use a little money.
How much?
$2,000 or $3,000.
What? Where would I get that much?
You get a nice allowance every month.
You're a dirty rat, Rawlins. I didn't like your looks when you came here 3 weeks ago. I thought you looked like a crook. I'll have you fired.
I don't think you will. You can't afford to.
Do I get the handbag?
No. Not until you pay off in full.
suppose I tell you to go to the devil.
And you'll be in jail within an hour. I mean business.
Okay. Okay, I'll pay as much as I can each month.
I don't want to wait too long.
I'll try to get it as soon as possible. I want that handbag.
You'll get it, kid. When I get the 3,000. Good afternoon, madame.
What do you mean coming into my room without knocking?
And how is madame today?
What do you want?
I want to wish you a happy new year.
Well, of all the nerve. You get out of here.
No. Don't get excited. I thought you might like to talk to me.
What do you mean?
Well, I've got a little information that might be of interest to you.
Information? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Clyde.
What about him?
Well, I was just wondering what would happen if your husband had to prosecute his own son for the murder of the daughter of the man he's out to break.
Are you crazy? What do you mean?
Clyde murdered Ellen Blake. Threw her out of the car.
What? How do you know that?
She was in love with Clyde. He was trying to shake her. I drove them away from a nightclub last evening. They had a very serious argument. And then he let me out and drove the car himself.
That doesn't mean anything.
Ellen Blake was killed about 1 a.m. Clyde came in about 2.
Good heavens.
This morning I found this handbag in the car. It's Ellen Blake's. If I were to tell what I know about it and produce his handbag, Clyde would have a rope placed around his neck by his own father. I doubt very much that the DA would ever be reelected.
How could Clyde do such a thing?
I mean, he lost his head. She was pretty insistent.
But you don't have to say anything about this.
Oh, I wouldn't have to.
If this came out, Henry would be ruined.
That's just what I mean. Now, you wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
No.
And it's all up to you.
Up to me?
Yes, if I cover up a murder, it might affect my conscience. I might worry a lot. But my conscience might be sad.
What do you want?
Well, it ought to be worth about $3,000.
Why, that's ridiculous. I have no such amount.
Then get it.
How could I explain what I wanted with $3,000?
That's your worry, not mine, baby.
Do you know what they can do to you for blackmail?
No, this isn't blackmail, honey. No, I'm not threatening to divulge someone's past. It's bigger than that. As a matter of fact, you're going to bribe me to withhold a piece of important evidence. So you see, I hold the aces.
Get out of here. Get out.
Okay. But I know somebody who has a lot of dough, and I'd just as soon turn the information over to Blake as anyone else. I just want to give you a break.
How about this diamond bracelet?
Oh, yeah, that'll help. But it'll be hard to get rid of. I'd rather have cash.
All right, I'll give you these diamonds, and you can hold them until I get the cash.
Fair enough. Hand them over. Thanks. You know, I thought that you'd see things in the right way. Goodbye, honey.
Get out of here. You rotten thief.
Oh, listen to her.
As the days pass, Clyde and Marcia are both turning over every cent they can get hold of to Rawlins. But the going is difficult, and Rawlins becomes more insistent. And one day, Clyde gets a message to visit the big boss, Jim Blake, Ellen's father.
I was told you wanted to see me, Mr. Blake.
Yeah. Sit down, kid.
Thank you.
Everything working out all right?
What do you mean?
You look a little worried, kid. I thought maybe something was disturbing your sleep.
Oh, well, I've been having headaches. I think it's my eyes.
Been seeing things, have you? In the dark?
No, I haven't been seeing things. I don't know what you're getting at, but nothing's bothering me.
Just when was it that you started meeting my daughter, Ellen?
I don't know what you mean.
Quit playing dumb. I found out about it today.
Who told you such a thing?
Does your father know about you and Ellen? I'll bet not.
Now, look here. If you think you can stop Father in this investigation by trying to frame something on me, you're crazy. You can't get away with it. I'll spill the whole thing.
Oh, you will?
Yes, I will. You're a crook. When my father gets through with you, you'll be behind the bars for the rest of your life.
When I'm put behind bars, kids, you'll be dangling from the end of a rope.
What are you trying to accuse me of?
The murder of my daughter.
Murder? I didn't kill her.
Can you prove that?
There's no proof that I did.
I've got a witness, kid, and he's ready to talk when I say the word.
Witness? That's ridiculous. Why should I want to kill Ellen?
Because she was in love with you, and you wanted to shake her because you were afraid your father would kick if you married her. Your father's out to get me, and I'm determined to beat him to the draw.
I didn't kill her, I tell you.
Ellen left that nightclub with your car New Year's Eve. You had an argument. She wanted to get married. When she got too insistent, you dismissed the chauffeur and drove the car yourself. And out on the ocean highway, you threw her out on the rocks.
I didn't.
Did you stop? Did you look at her? Her face mangled to a pulp, her body broken to bits on those rocks?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't.
I've got a witness to the argument and the time element.
You can't scare me.
I just talked to Rollins, your chauffeur. He knows what time you got in, and he found Ellen's purse in the car.
I don't believe it. Where's the purse?
Rollins has it. He'll produce it when you get to trial, and your own father will have to prosecute you. Oh, I'll enjoy that. Too bad about that purse, kid. If you'd found the purse and Rollins didn't know what he knows, you might have gotten away with it. But you're stuck now, stuck with Rollins and the purse, and your own father will have to tie the rope around your neck.
Rollins is a liar.
It'll hold in court. The jury will believe him.
He's a dirty liar. I could kill him.
Kill him? You wouldn't do that.
Well, he isn't fit to live.
Well, you aren't either. But I'm going to give you a chance to keep out of the noose. I'll keep Rollins from talking if you get me a couple of letters.
What letters?
Your father has them. They have my signature on them. You can get them very easily. You get those papers, and I'll put the quietus on Rollins. They're addressed to the county supervisor. Your father intends to use them against me. I want them. Is that clear?
Yeah.
You get the papers, and we're both in the clear. Understand?
Yeah, you understand.
All right. I'll give you till tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. You can go now.
Yeah.
Remember, 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Saturday night passes. Then Sunday dawns with the most startling discovery. Rollins, the chauffeur, has been found dead, shot to death in his apartment over the garage. No evidence is discovered, no weapon, no fingerprints, nothing. Now it is late afternoon.
Oh, this is a fine mess. A murder in my own home.
Everything will come out all right, Henry. You're certain to find the person who did it.
Oh, yes, he may have had some enemies. After all, we know very little about him. He'd only been here a short while.
Don't you understand? I'm the district attorney. Murder has been committed in my own home. Why, if I can't bring this to a solution, I'll be a laughingstock. I'll never be reelected.
We're trying to help you, Henry.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but this has got to be kept from the police department. Once they get into it, it'll be plastered all over the front pages of every newspaper in town. Yes. I'll have to handle this from my own office.
Well, neither one of us has been out of the house, and we haven't told anyone. What are you worried about?
Surely, a man like Rollins could have had many enemies. Who knows what he'd been mixed up in?
Captain Stone to see you, Mr. Banning.
Captain... Oh. Yes, I was afraid of that. All right. Show him in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Banning.
Oh, good afternoon, Captain Stone. Well, what are you doing out this way?
We heard about your chauffeur.
Really? And who told you?
Oh, friend. Body hasn't been moved, has it?
No, Inspector Stone, it hasn't. Mm-hmm. Still in the room over the garage.
Well, come on, Skelton, let's have a look. You don't mind, do you, Mr. Banning?
Why, no. No, of course not.
Well, thank you. We'll be back in a moment.
All right. You know, I've got a strange feeling that Jim Blake knows something about this.
Blake? Why do you think that?
I don't know. He's just the type to think of something like this. Yes, a perfect setup for him. A murder in my own home. Nothing would please him better.
Why would Blake resort to anything like this?
Why? Because my dear Blake is in a tough spot. Yes. The more I think about it, the more right I think I am. Well, I'm going to have a talk with him.
Well, I don't think Blake had anything to do with it.
Really? What do you know about it?
Well, nothing, Father.
Then please allow me to handle this in my own way.
Henry, why must you be so harsh?
I'm sorry, Father, but I think you should keep away from Blake.
Why?
I don't know. I just think you should.
Yes. Well, when I want your opinion, son, I'll ask for it.
Well, here you are, Mr. Banning. We found it.
Found what?
We found this revolver behind the garage.
Well,
No, don't touch it. We want to check for fingerprints.
Oh, of course, I know better than to touch it.
Fingerprints?
Maybe there are none on it.
We'll check it just the same.
Well, the killer would be a fool to leave his prints on the gun. How do you know it is the gun?
We'll find out. Ballistics will know.
How will they know who the gun belongs to? Maybe it isn't a gun.
We already know who killed him. All we need is proof.
No. How do you know? Who did it?
Your son did it.
What?
We were tipped off.
My son?
That's right.
Are you crazy? Why should Clyde kill him? He hardly knew him.
Look, Mr. Banning, you think I'd come to your house snooping around unless I had a very good reason?